From 1517, the control of Mecca and the rest of Hijaz was under the Ottoman Osmani Caliphate. The Ottomans established Islam within their territories and created safe routes for the pilgrims to travel to Mecca and Medina. However, as has been the case throughout the entirety of Islamic history, there are always those lurking in the shadows, waiting for the opportunity to pounce and to take power. One such family is the House of Saud, the Saudi royal family. Founded by Muhammad bin Saud in 1744, the Saud Emirate tried to snatch away Mecca and Medina many times. As the Ottomans were busy expanding and protecting the Islamic State from foreign enemies, mainly from those in Europe, the Saud family thought it was a good idea to fight against none other than their own Muslim brothers. After all, why fight against the kuffar when you can just fight against Muslims? In 1803, Saud bin Abdul Aziz, he snatched away the Hijaz from the Ottomans, although the Ottoman Egyptian army recaptured it very quickly in 1813, and the Saud family retreated to their original location of Najd. Please bear in mind that these are the same people who today preach about not going against the ruler, whilst only yesterday they fought against the Khilafah themselves. Whilst the Saud family was licking its wounds, another problem arose for the Ottomans, this time in the form of betrayal. It's important to understand that during this period, the Ottomans were very declined, very weak, and surrounded by Britain, France, and Russia. In 1916, Sharif Hussein, he made a secret deal with the British. He revolted against the Ottoman Caliphate and he took charge of the Hijaz himself. And this is what is infamously known today as the Arab Revolt, and it would put an end to the 400-year Ottoman rule over Mecca and Medina. However, Britain being Britain, the deceptive dog that it is, was playing many backdoor deals all at the same time. It decided to withdraw support from the Hussein family and instead support the Saud family to take over Hijaz. And by 1925, once again, with the help of the colonialist kuffar, the Saud family shed Muslim blood and took over Mecca and Medina. Until today, the Saud family controls what it has arrogantly named Saudi Arabia, and the Hussein/Hashemite family rules what it has arrogantly named the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. These nations, as well as many other Arab countries, were funded and set up by the British or the French. They rebelled against the Ottoman Caliphate in favour of colonialist support. They were and remain built on nationalism and independence from what they viewed as Turkish occupation. Some argue that the Arabs revolted because they believed the Ottomans were implementing Islam properly or at all. But this argument is baseless. Yeah, rightly or wrongly, the Umayyads forcefully took power, but they continued to establish Islam. The Abbasids did the same against the Umayyads, and the Ottomans did the same against the Abbasid Mamluks. In all of these cases though, the seat of the Caliphate moved from one dynasty to another. However, in the case of these Gulf Arab nations today, when they fought and rebelled against the Ottomans, the title of Khalifa was stripped altogether. Yes, they may chop off a hand here or there, but so do some of the Latino mafias. That doesn't make them ruling by Sharia. Another argument some give, mainly those who blindly follow Saudi Arabia, is that the Saud family were against innovations which they said the Ottomans were introducing. Now, you know what, this would have been believable if the Saud family implemented full Islam and eradicated these innovations themselves. But, you know, as we all know, that didn't happen. Instead, Saudi Arabia simply became a Western puppet who chose material wealth over the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They made oil deals with the US in exchange for military weapons, which once again, they use against no one other than their own Muslim brothers and sisters. Just like in Yemen, they give permission for their land to be used in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just kidding. They gave their land to the Americans, whereby they indiscriminately bombed Muslims, like in Iraq, 1991. They tried to claim legitimacy from their title as the custodians of the two holy cities, but at the same time have opened up nightclubs and bars not so far from the Kaaba itself. They lock up and torture the genuine scholars of Islam, but invite over their sheikhs and spiritual guides such as Nikki al-Minhaj al-Trinidadi and Sean Paul al-Jamaicani. You're spreading hate, Luqman. You failed to mention the good that they have done. Okay. I forgot to mention that the Saudi king, he ordered Trump to drink with his right hand.
With the right hand.
Always the right hand, right?
Always the right hand.
And here's the list of all the other great accomplishments that Saudi have made for this noble ummah. In summary, the Arab nations, mainly Saudi, have a deep-rooted history of being supported by the kuffar against the Muslim ummah. Yeah? They revolted against the Khilafah in the past, and they continue to be an obstacle for the return of the Khilafah today. They, just like those before them, will go down in the books of history as the traitors of this ummah. And no matter how much they make from oil wealth or from US weapons, they will never be able to stop the inevitable return of the Islamic Caliphate, which will regain control of the Haramain and bring justice to these criminals.